What's going on, y'all? My name is Captain MMA, and today we're going to be discussing which fighters I think are likely or not likely to win their next fight. All right, so we're going to go through just a bunch of random fighters I have on this tier list, and we're going to rank them. We got a couple of different categories, and you know what? Let's just get right into it with Alex Pereira. Ooh, this is actually a tricky one, okay? Because I think if he goes back down to light heavyweight, I think he's most likely winning. However, if he stays at heavyweight, I don't know. It's either 50-50 or likely losing. Let's put him in 50-50 for now, though, regardless of where he goes, because this is the thing, man. 38 years old, just got slimed out by Gon in the second round. Um, First round, he was lucky getting schooled as well. Man, I don't think he's looking too good for Alex P. You know, his chin's not looking as good as it used to, and he's always had a bit of like chin issues. But lately, man, it's just that was a really bad look from at UFC Freedom 250. So we're gonna put him 50-50 tier for now. I hope he wins. I like Alex Pereira. I hope he wins his next fight. I really do, but I don't think he will. So next fight, Volk, dude. I don't know. I'm gonna put most likely winning. I think his next fight's gonna be Mavzar Evloev. Dude, he is winning that fight 100%. There is just no way in hell. I mean, I guess he could lose theoretically, but it's like, what does Mobzar really offer Volk that's going to be a danger to him? You know, because Volk is like the king of winning decisions, right? Like, you can't really beat Volk in a decision. Like, literally, the only person that did is Islam. But like, even then, it was a very hard fight, and we know how good Islam is. You know, Mobzar is obviously not as good as Islam, um, and he is no threat on the feet. Right on the ground, he might be somewhat of a threat, but it's like at the end of the day, if Volk was doing good with Makhachev on his back and was able to, hang with Makhachev on the ground, it's like, what is a smaller, worse version of Makhachev gonna do to Volk? So I think Volk wins that. I think he'll win a decision, 49-46, 48-47. But I think he'll pretty confidently win the fight. I don't think it'll really be close or a robbery or anything like that. Um, Next up, Pantoja. I'm gonna go likely to win, but very close. He's probably gonna rematch Joshua Van. You know, the thing about that fight is like everyone was calling it a fluke, and like it was like a little fluky. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, man, it's like Joshua Van pushed him down. Like that was just a stupid mistake by Pantoja. Like going for a head kick, and then he got pushed down kind of by Van, and it's like, dude, you fall on your arm. Like you gotta, like, you learn in like your first day of jujitsu class, bro, to break your fall by putting your arms out like that. So it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, you're a black belt, bro. You're like, you're Brazilian, bro. Like, come on, you gotta know how to break a fall. But I think rematch. If it was before the Tyra fight, I'd say most likely winning, or even like 100% low key. But after that Tower fight, we saw how good Joshua Van did on the ground. The first round was a little rough, but after that first round, man, he was stuffing the takedowns and just piecing him up on the feet. So I think Pantoja's likely to win. I still think it is a bad matchup for Van because Pantoja, puts a lot of pressure. He's gonna be mixing in the wrestling with the striking. He kind of blitzes in, throws like a couple punches, and shoots as you're backing up. So I think that's going to give Van problems. But I think he's likely to win, but I think it'll be pretty close. Next up, Aljamain Sterling. You know what? I'm going to say likely losing. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why before y'all all start going crazy. Yeah, he just had an amazing performance against Yusuf Zalal. He looked really good in that fight, man. I'm not going to lie. And Zalal is a really good prospect. However, I think the next fight they're going to do for Aljamain Sterling is him versus John Silva. Because it really does make sense ranking wise. Both these guys, they're really close to getting a title shot, but they're not there just yet. Uh, and I think, you pair John Silva with Aljamain Sterling. It really is just a fight to make, and I think John Silva knocks him out in the first or the second. Probably the second round. Aljo, the thing with Aljo, man, is like, yeah, he has really good wrestling and grappling, like really, really high level. But John Silva has really good takedown defense. The only time we've really seen him get taken down was against Diego Lopez, right? But it's because Diego Lopez is also a dog, and he has the threat on the feet that John Silva had to worry about, which opened up the takedowns. Aljamain Sterling doesn't have that. Like John Silva's not going to respect him at all on the feet. So when he knows that the takedowns are going to be coming and he's not respecting him on the feet, he's just going to always be prepared for the takedown, you know? And I think John Silva just ridiculous power. I think John Silva is the second or third best fighter in the division. Um, I think Volk's number one. Number two, maybe Diego Lopez. Um, but it could easily be John Silva too. And I know they fought and Diego Lopez won. But I think that was more of just a mishap on John Silva's part. You know, he's fighting really stupid, you know, getting aggressive and like seeing red or whatever, which he just fought really dumb. So, yeah, I think Aljo though, I think it makes sense. They're either gonna do him versus damn what a stutter versus John Silva or Diego Lopez, and I think he loses either of those fights because he's not fighting Movzar because they already fought and Movzar's getting a title shot. I guess they could do Arnold Allen, but again, that doesn't really make sense for either of them because they're both right next to each other in the rankings anyway. So yeah, and Aljo does deserve to fight up in the rankings. He has been up there for a little while at featherweight, and he just fought down. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he just fought down. So it's like, you know. But anyway, next up, Benoit Saint Denis. Dude, this guy, man. I'm gonna go 50-50. However, dude, I think like, dude, Benoit is just so fucking slow on the feet. He just looks so lethargic and slow and like he's fighting in slow motion. Like it really does. Like I just don't understand how this guy's even top five. I really don't. I mean, yeah, they gave him. Actually, they didn't really give him good matchups either because he kind of beat Mauricio Rufi's ass. But it's because this guy Rufi has like no takedown defense. You know what I'm saying? But dude, I don't think I don't think he beats I don't think he beats Paddy Pimblett. But I think it's a really 50-50 fight. You know, it honestly just comes down to who's the better striker because I think their grappling is gonna cancel out. And I think Paddy is the better striker. I know it's kind of crazy to say because he also does look really sloppy on the feet, but he's not as slow as Benoit Saint Denis. So, yeah, 50-50. The thing is, bro, it doesn't even matter if he wins this fight against Paddy because if he wins against Paddy, they're going to move him up and give him either Armand Gage, or sorry, not Gage, Armand, I guess Ilias possible, Max Holloway, Charles. I think he loses to all of them, you know, so, yeah. Next up, Anthony Hernandez. Ooh, who did they just book him against? Oh, RoboCop. I think most likely wins that. Dude, Anthony Hernandez is very tough, right? Now I know he got finished by Sean Strickland, so before y'all start like clouding me, let me explain. But he's very tough, at least to the face, right? It's really hard to put him away. Even to the body, he's still tough, bro. It's just like for some reason he does get hurt to the body easily, but he tries to like thug it out. But you can see his face; he kind of winces in pain. But to the face, he has a pretty good chin. I want to say really good because he got knocked out by Kevin Holland, but you know that was a long time ago. It was like 6 years ago. But he's very tough, and the main thing obviously is just the grappling, right? RoboCop's not a bad grappler, but he's mainly a striker, and he doesn't have the best gas tank, right? We saw in the Jared Cannonier fight, he gassed out really bad after like 2 rounds, and I guess he did kind of gas out because he was going for the finish in the second round, but still, man, it's like, you know, against Anthony Hernandez, this guy's like, they call him like the Marab of middleweight. And it does make sense, you know. I think he's just going to chain wrestle, just get him down. He's probably going to sub RoboCop. And I'm pretty confident in him winning. You know, I don't really think it's going to be that close of a fight. Maybe the first round is a little like iffy. But after that first round, I think Anthony Hernandez is just going to school him. He just has to worry about the power, and that's it from Gregory Rodriguez. So next up, Arman Sarukian. It depends. It depends who they put him against. First of all, this guy just is not fighting ever, right? But when he does eventually fight, I think he wins 100%. I don't think they're going to give him Ilya. I think they're going to do him versus Gaethje, and I think 100,000% he beats Gaethje, right? Because Arman is not going to go in there and try to strike with him like Ilya Taporia did, and Taporia still should have won that fight. It's kind of crazy that he lost, but Arman's going to for sure go for start shooting takedowns, spamming takedowns right away, probably within like the first 30 seconds. And as soon as he gets Gaethje down, he's going to ragdoll him. He's going to twist him up into a pretzel, and he's going to submit him probably in the first round. If not the first round, second round max. And you know what the funny thing is? He doesn't even just need to submit him. He can land crazy ground and pound. Arman has really good ground and pound. Very underrated. So I think he gets him out of there pretty quickly, and I'm very, very confident in that. I don't think it'll be a close fight at all. Because Gaethje's also just terrible on the ground. Dude's like a white belt, so not actually, but it seems like it. Next up, Arnold Allen. Um, I think likely to win, but close. Arnold Allen's in a really tough spot, right? Because it's like, what are we gonna do with him? Um, because he already fought John Silva, who was ranked above him, and that was a very close fight, but he lost. But he also did just fight down in the rankings against Costa, and he schooled Costa. So it's like, you know, this is why actually, I'm gonna move him because this is what I think is gonna happen. I'm gonna move him to uh, either likely losing or 50-50 because I'm putting 50-50 because this is what I think is gonna happen. I think he's gonna fight Diego Lopez. Dude, that man, this makes perfect sense, bro. Think about it: Aljo versus John Silva, Arnold Allen versus Diego Lopez. Because it's like Diego Lopez is already at the top; he has to fight down, right? Um, and he could fight Diego Lopez could fight Aljamain Sterling, but it wouldn't make sense because then it's like, what are they gonna do? Arnold Allen versus John Silva again? Like, no. So I think he's gonna fight Diego Lopez. I think it's a very 50-50 fight, though. Arnold Allen is very underrated. He's very tough, very hard to finish, pretty good chin. Um, Amazing grappling, and the main thing is that he's very fast, right? But the thing about Diego Lopez, man, is like we kind of saw in the Steve Garcia fight. Steve Garcia is fast and he hits very hard, right? To be fair, he is really chinny. But the thing with Diego Lopez is like, dude, this guy, whenever he just says like screw it, and he's like, I'm just gonna fucking slug in the pocket, he always wins. Like it's kind of crazy. It kind of worked against like Gene Silva. It kind of worked against Volk in their first fight. When Volk was kind of slugging a little bit, he got dropped. Um, and against Steve Lopez or Steve Garcia, what the fuck, it worked. So and against not Yusuf Zalal, Sadiq Yusuf. So I think it's 50-50. I would lean Diego Lopez to win, but you can't count Arnold Allen out. He's very good. Next up, Azamat Murzakanov. Ooh, I think he's most likely to win. Likely to win. Likely to win. It depends who he fights. I don't really know what they're gonna do with him at light heavyweight because what was he ranked before he fought Costa? Like 7 or 6 or something. Um, but I don't know if they're gonna have him fight up again or fight down. I mean, likely he's gonna fight down, but at the same time, he's undefeated. It's like, what are you really gonna do with him? I think if he fights down, he's most likely winning. If he fights up, I'd say likely to win, but very close because there are some pretty winnable matchups for him up in the rankings. Like a Khalil Roundtree is winnable. Um, that's kind of. I feel like Khalil Roundtree, even though it's a hard fight. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna say likely to win, but very close. So next up, Amin Zahabi getting their ass beat. Dude, this guy sucks. Like I don't know how he was ever ranked number 7. Kind of crazy. And that O'Malley fight, dude, he looked like shit. Even though against Aldo, he looked terrible. Even against Cheeto, I think he lost against Cheeto. Like this guy just climbed up the rankings because of robberies, and he got exposed hard against O'Malley. All he was doing is just throwing leg kicks. Like this guy thinks he's in the World Cup, bro. Just kicking and kicking over like he's kicking a soccer ball. So yeah, I think he's getting his ass beat. And I just know what they're gonna do is like, bro, I'm waiting for it. Any day now. We're gonna see like we're gonna open Instagram. We're gonna see the UFC post, and it's gonna be like Amin Zahabi versus like Peyton Talbot. Speaking of Peyton Talbot, like where the hell has this guy been, bro? This guy's never fighting. I don't know why, but I think that fight makes perfect sense. Helps Talbot get up in the rankings a little bit, and it's a really winnable fight. I mean, he would knock out Zahabi really easily. So yeah, I think he's getting his ass beat. And even if it's not Talbot, it could be like a David Martinez. Even a Howdy Barcelos. Like it's like there's so many prospects. I guess they're contenders kind of, but there's so many people at bantamweight that gives Zahabi problems. I don't think he wins. Next up, Bilal. This hurts me to say, but like I'm gonna go 50-50, okay? Because what I think they're gonna do with Bilal is I don't think they're gonna give him like another prospect like they did with Bonfim. What I think they're gonna do is they're gonna give him someone that's like, because what Bilal's like he's ranked like number 9, I think, right? No, he's not number 9. I think 7, something like that, 8. I think they're gonna give him someone bottom of the rankings, maybe like a winner of Medic versus Rodriguez, and I think he beats up both of them pretty easily. Actually, I take that back. Actually, no, I think he will. If it's not a 5-round if it's not a 5-round fight, I think he wins. Even then, I still think he wins that pretty easily. But I think they're going to give him someone lower in the rankings. and I think he'll win pretty confidently against guys lower in the rankings. You know, because the welterweight is very stacked, but like the that 12 through like 15 range is not that crazy. Like it's like a D-Rod, a Medic, and you know, um, I don't think Yaroslav. Where's Yaroslav ranked? I think he's ranked 11 actually. So no, I don't think they'll do that fight either because it doesn't make sense to put Yaroslav in a fight against someone 2 spots up in the ranking. So next up, Alexander Rakic. It's kind of crazy. I'm gonna go likely to win, but actually, I'm gonna go most likely winning. Who's he fighting? I know he moved up to heavyweight. Is he fighting? I think he's fighting Marcin Tybura. Like, dude, he's gonna whoop his ass, bro. And Rakic, but Rakic has always been pretty underrated. Lately, he's been getting his ass kicked, but he's still a very good fighter. He's also really big. Like, he's not gonna have any troubles at heavyweight when it comes to like the size. But yeah, I think he beats Rakic pretty dominantly. Or sorry, I think he beats Tybura pretty dominantly. Because what the hell is Tybura gonna do? He's probably go for a couple takedowns. No, this is what's gonna happen. He's gonna stand with Rakic on the feet for a little bit, get pieced up by the jab. You know, probably kicks to the body. Go for like a slow, sluggish takedown, and it's gonna get stuffed. And then Rakic is gonna start kneeing him to the body, elbows, and he's just gonna fuck him up, dude. Tybura is so washed. I think he actually got kicked out of the rankings, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, Beneil Dariush. Okay, we're gonna go 2 ways with this. Okay, we could either go likely one but very close, and I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out, or we can go getting their ass beat. It just depends what they do with him. Okay, because obviously he's been getting stiffed left and right, you know. But at the same time, if they give him like another Unk type of fighter, I think he has a good chance. Like like he's like if he goes against another old guy who's like on a losing streak, like a Michael Chandler. Actually, I don't even think he beats a Michael Chandler. I'm not gonna lie. I'll take that back. Actually, no, no, I don't think he does, man. I think Chandler could land one punch and knock him out. So I'm about likely losing. But he also, I mean, bro, we saw him against Moicano. He actually surprisingly won that fight. Moicano, I mean, bro, I remember after that fight, I was like, dude, Moicano is trash now. Like, this guy's washed. And then he came back and had a good performance against Chris Duncan. So, that was a pretty good win for Beneil Dariush. But I think he does lose no matter what. I don't think they'll give him another prospect next, though. I think they won't do him that dirty anymore. I think they'll probably give him like another old fighter kind of on the way out. But it's like, dude, what are they gonna give him, like a Michael Johnson, bro? Michael Johnson's gonna flatline him too. I don't know. We'll see. Um, Bogdan Guskov. Dude, is he rematching Jan Blachowicz? I think he is. I think he's likely to win. I think he won the first fight. Even though on the scorecards, like it was a draw and whatever, but I think he overall won the fight. Like if you watch that whole fight over and be like, who's gonna win the rematch? I think we're all gonna be like, you're gonna look at it and be like, okay, Bogdan Guskov is likely to win that. So yeah, I'm just gonna put likely to win. I think it'll be like a decision win against Jan Blachowicz, but he did drop him, which is kind of interesting because Blachowicz is very tough, dude. He's really hard to knock out and really rock on the feet. So yeah. Next up, Brendan Allen. Um, I think I'm gonna put I'm gonna put 50-50. And the main reason why is because I don't know who the hell they're gonna put against Brendan Allen, right? Because right now he's ranked number 4. Just fought Edmund Shabazian. Um, okay, so this is the thing with Brendan Allen. It's like, bro, he already fought like everyone in the top 6. Like he fought the champ Strickland. He hasn't fought Hamza, but he fought Imavov. He hasn't fought Duplessis. He fought Hernandez. Who else has he fought in like the top 5? RDR's not even top 5 anymore. I'm tripping. He hasn't fought Pfeiffer, I guess, but still, you kind of get what I'm saying. It's like I don't really know who they're gonna give him. I really have no idea, but I think it's gonna be 50-50. The thing is, he looked good against Edmund Shabazian, but at the same time, it's Edmund Shabazian, dude. It's like he's underrated a little bit. Like for an unranked fighter, he's probably one of the best unranked fighters at middleweight, but still, man, like when you're in the top 5, like you can be having like close fights with them, bro. You got to be kind of schooling them and finishing them. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna go likely losing. Actually, I think they might do the winner of Duplessis versus Usman versus Brendan Allen. So we'll see how that goes. But Brian Ortega, likely losing, man. I don't know. I don't think he. I don't think he's winning his next fight either, man. I think he's moving up to lightweight. I don't really know who they're gonna put him up against though, man. Like I don't know if they'll give him like a top seven. Probably like a 7 to 12 range ranked guy actually, but I think he loses. Still, bro, he's been not been looking good at all. um, all right, I'm gonna kind of go through and find some good fighters that we can really talk about. Cal Baralho, go likely to win. He's very obviously he's very good. Like I guess they could actually no, they're not gonna do him versus Cal Baralho, Brendan Allen. That is because Brendan Allen's probably gonna want to be back in the cage soon, or not for a little while. I mean, but Carlos Pradas. I think 50-50. I think if they do him versus Michael Morales, 50-50 fight goes either way. I would lean to Carlos Pradas though, but it's still very close. Carlos Olberg, I think he most likely wins. Unless it's Pereira, then I think it's a 50-50. Actually, even if it's Pereira, I think he's likely to win, but it's going to be close. But I think he most likely wins against like a Magomed or Khalil Roundtree, any of those guys. And lastly, let's do like a Charles Oliveira. 50-50. We'll do 50-50. I think he's going to fight. Dude, I don't know who he's going to fight, man. I mean, if it's Arman Saruki in 50-50, he already beat Holloway. He's not going to fight Gaethje next. He's not going to fight Topuria. Not going to fight Gamrot. Maybe Fiziev? I think he beats Fiziev, though, so I'm going to go most likely to win, but very close. Well, anyway, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. This is my first video. I have been running like a little TikTok account for a while now. So if you guys want to go check it out, it's Captain MMA on TikTok. I try to post. I don't try to post daily, but I'm going to start trying to post daily now to get some content out. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this tier list, and I'll see y'all in the next video. See ya.